Welcome back. In the last class, we have seen character set in C. Our ultimate aim of learning C programming is to write programs. So, first we have studied character set. In today's class, we will see words. So, in words, we will see what are the keywords and what are the identifiers. So, in this class, we are going to learn about keywords and identifiers. Before I tell you about keywords and identifiers, I'll tell you in brief the idea what are keywords and what are identifiers. Let's say this is our C program. We write C program to solve a problem. This program I want to execute on a system, a machine I can say, or computer I can say. The C program wants to be executed on a computer. In order to execute this on a computer should understand a C program, but computer cannot understand a C program because computer can understand only binary language. So in order to understand this C program, first of all the program is converted into binary by a translator. So that translator in our C program, it is called as compiler. So first C program is converted into binary program, and now binary program is executed on a computer. Now in order to convert it into binary, first of all compiler should understand a C program. Compiler should understand a C program. And what is C program? C program is a collection of statements. And what are statements? It is a collection of words. So these words, we write words. So there are few words which are known to the compiler, and there are few words which are not known to the compiler. So it is our duty to inform to the compiler that these words are already not known to the compiler. So I will define these words, and then we can say that these are the words that I am going to use in my program. So now you understood there are few words which are known to the compiler, there are few words which are not known. It is our duty to inform to the compiler. So in C programming, those words which are known to the compiler are called as keywords, and those words which are not known, we are going to define it. Those words are called as identifiers, or those words are also called as user defined words. These are already known, therefore they are also called as predefined words. I hope you understood what are keywords, what are idea about keywords and identifiers. These are predefined, these are user defined. They are already known, we are going to tell, but everything should be known to the compiler. I hope you understood the idea. Now we will see definition of keywords. Now see, keywords are those reserved words of the language whose meaning is already known to the compiler, which means, as I mentioned, there are few words which are already known, there are few words which we will tell. So already known words are called as keywords, and these words are called as reserved words. These are also called as predefined words. Or these are called as reserved words. Why these are called as predefined words and why these are called as reserved, we will see. Let me tell you an example. In our English language, we use few words. Example, let's say I just wanted to use a word called as total. This word has a meaning in dictionary, right? This word has meaning in dictionary. Let's say I am using a word called as John. This word doesn't have a meaning in dictionary, which means that this word is predefined. It has some meaning, it has been mentioned in the dictionary. This word is used, we are using it for naming to the person. So this is user defined. User means we people. So we have mentioned this word, we have used it as a name, it is user defined, it doesn't have any meaning in the dictionary. So now you understood keywords means predefined, which has already, in our case in C language, there are few words whose meaning is already known to the, now instead of dictionary we will use here compiler. There are few words whose meaning is already known to the compiler. Example, I can say there is a word called as integer, there is a word called as float, there is a word called as atto, there is a word called as we can say char is there, we can say break is there. There are total there are 32 keywords present in C programming. See here, these are the keywords, that is atto, break, case, char, const, content. These are total. Actually, you can observe there are 32 keywords. It is not necessary to remember all 32 keywords here, because we are going to learn what is the meaning of these keywords in detail in our coming concepts. In our program, we use few keywords or more keywords, few or more keywords in our program. In detail we are going to learn the meaning, therefore anyway you will remember it, so not necessary to remember here itself all 32 keywords. Now we can see there are 32 keywords in C programming. All the keywords in C programming as written in lowercase letter, you cannot write it in uppercase letter. Next, these are called as reserved because they cannot be used for naming purpose by the user. So these are fixed, they are reserved, therefore they cannot be used as identifiers. Example, we can see integer, float, char, atto, break. I hope you understood about keywords. Now we will see about identifiers. You can see identifiers are user defined words. What about keywords? They are predefined words. So these are the user defined words. They are used to name, है ना? It is used to give name to the elements of a program. Now what are the elements of a program? Elements of a program can be, it is a variable. So in order to give name to the variable, name to variable, or I can say name to the array, name to the function, name to the pointer. So now you will see what is all these things. So variable, array, function, pointer, so these are all, I can say these are the elements of a program. So what are all those things? We are going to learn them in a detail in a future. So identifiers are used to give name to the elements of a program. It is same as that of example John. It is a name given to the person. Rocky, name given to the person. Now these are not known to the compiler, understand, these names are not known to the compiler. Does it have a meaning in a dictionary? No, na. Similarly, there are few words which we are going to write in a program. There are few words. See, program has words, right? Program has sentence, or I can say statements. So every statement has what? Words. So those words can be known words, those words can be unknown, which we will have to tell. So known words are nothing but keywords, and unknown, those are called as identifiers. So I hope you are understanding. Identifiers are user defined. The meaning is not known to the compiler. We are using them to give name to whom, name to variable, name to array, name to function, name to pointer, name to structure. What is variable, array, function, structure, pointer, etc.? We are going to learn them in a coming programming concepts. Anyways, there are some rules. We cannot just give any names to the elements of a program. There are few rules which are used to mention or to give names to the identifiers or elements of a program. We will see what are the rules for constructing identifiers. First rule is it should start with alphabet or underscore followed by any number of alphabets, digits or underscore. What is the meaning of this word? Example, let's say if I want to define any identifier in my program, I should start with alphabet. Let's say I am using this word called as total. Is it allowed as identifier? Yes, it is allowed as an identifier because it is starting with alphabet T. Is it starting with digit? No. So it is starting with alphabet, so it is satisfying the criteria. Followed by any number of alphabets, digits or underscore. So here we are followed by alphabets. Let's say we will take another example. In this example, let's say I am using this total. Is it allowed? Yes, it is allowed because it is starting with underscores. It is satisfying this criteria, followed by any number of alphabets, digits or underscores. So it is followed by alphabet, so it is allowed. Let's say I am using total 1 2, 3. Allowed? Yes, allowed. Why? Because it is starting with alphabet, then we are having followed by alphabets and digits. Let's say I have one more example. Total 1, 2, 3 underscore. Allowed? Yes, it is allowed because it is starting with alphabet followed by any number of alphabets, digits and underscore. I hope you understood the first rule. Second rule is it should not start with digit. What is the meaning of this? Example, let's say I am using 1, 2, 3 total. Is it allowed? It is not used as identifier because it is starting with digit, and rule says it should not start with digit. So let us see the third rule. Third rule says it should be unique. What is the meaning of this? User identifiers are user defined, right? As I said, they are used to give names. Example, in our, we can say in our family also, if we are having same name for two childrens or two persons, then it will be difficult to identify them uniquely. As I mentioned, key identifiers are used to identify them uniquely. Example, let's say I am using total. So if I use total as an identifier, I should not use the same to identify different element of the program. If I use total to identify name of a variable, I should not use the same identifier to identify the name of a function, name of a pointer, etc. So similarly, let's say I have area as one of the identifier. Since area is used to identify element in a program, if I am using this as an identifier, it should not be used to identify two different elements. Like it should not be used to identify different elements, like it should not be the name of a function as well as it should not be the name of a pointer. For any one of them you can use. So it should be unique. Whatever identifiers you are mentioning in our program, they should be unique. Now the fourth rule is, since the identifiers are user defined, they cannot be same as keyword. Example, let's say int is a keyword, so I cannot use int as, it cannot be used as identifier because int is a keyword. It has some meaning, it has been already told to the compiler, the meaning is already known to the compiler. Example, let's say I have atto is what? It is a keyword, so cannot be used as identifier. Example, let's say I have break is again a keyword, so it can, this word cannot be used as, it should not be used to name any of the element of the C program. I hope you understood about identifiers. So these are the rules which are used to construct identifiers. We will take few more examples of an identifier. The next rule is it should not contain any comma or space. Example, let's say I am using the identifier as sum of elements. So this is not a valid identifier since it is having space in between. Let's say I am using area of circle. It is also not valid identifier. Why? Because it has space in between. Let's say I am using area of circle comma rectangle. So this is also not a valid identifier because it has mentioned comma in between. I hope you understood the fifth rule. Now we'll see next, that is there is no rule on length of identifier. How many characters should be mentioned in an identifier? That is not mentioned actually, but first 32 characters can be used to identify them uniquely. So total we can say 32 characters are used to identify each identifier uniquely. We will see few examples and we will see what are the valid identifiers and which are not valid identifiers. I hope you understood all the rules for constructing the identifiers. We will see few examples. Let's take a first example. 1, 2, 3 total. Is it valid? It is not valid. Why? Because it should not start with, identifier should not start with digit, but it is starting with digit, therefore it is not, should not start with digit. This is a rule, right? Should not start with digits, but it is starting with digit, therefore it is not valid identifier. Total, it is same as that. Even our names cannot Have you ever seen the name starting with a digit? No, na. So it is as simple as that. So total, it is valid. Why? Because it is starting with alphabet. All are followed by alphabets, digits, or so here they are followed by alphabet. Therefore, it is valid. Now, is it valid? It is not valid because space is not allowed. Space not allowed. Now let's see the next. That is area of circle comma rectangle. It is not valid because comma is not allowed. So we in this comma is used, therefore it is not valid. Next, it is valid. Why? Because it is starting with alphabet, it has underscore, it is allowed, so therefore it is valid. Next, it is valid or invalid? It is valid because it is starting with alphabet, it has followed by alphabets, underscore, or digits, it is allowed. I hope you have understood what are keywords, what are identifiers, and the difference between them. Keywords are predefined, identifiers are user defined. I hope you understood. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like the video, please subscribe for more such videos. Thank you again.